church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind.
Good morning and welcome to Rise.
Gonna climb.
We're just sitting here going over things that are happening and how we grew.
Climb me a mountain. I'm gonna ride down the river. See corn on the meadow, blueberry jelly on the vine. There's a little country church brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind.
Good morning and welcome back to Rise and Shine. We are here. Didn't have a mic on, but I always say, a lady told me one time at church I was doing a program, and she said, Joyce, they can hear you out in the road. You don't even need the microphone. But no, we're so glad you're with us this morning, and we have some one familiar face and a new face, and we're going to talk about some interesting things that's going on up at Ferrum College. And this, I think we're going to have a little bit of, it's a nice morning out there. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. Might need your raincoat. We might get a little bit of rain. We may not. We got our weatherman here this morning, so he might can fill us in a few minutes. All right, well, let's get started, and I'll let them introduce themselves, and we'll get right on to talking about what's going on up at Ferrum College. So we have.
My name is Jason Powell. I'm the Chief Innovation and Research Officer at Ferrum College. I've been there 23 years, originally taught chemistry and physics.
You know, you may have taught my daughter. She graduated in 2003, Kimberly Gordon.
I think I did.
Oh.
It's been a couple years ago.
Yes, it is. We'll tell her age. She just had a birthday. Well, hey, if I'm 75, she's 45, because I was 30 when I had her, so it's been a while. And
welcome back. We're thrilled that you're here. Myrta Martin, Ferrum College, and I am just so happy to see you again. Rise and shine and out, and you look wonderful.
Well,
so thank you.
Well, I shared with them on Wednesday, that was my first treatment for breast cancer. And I told them at school yesterday, if they turn the lights off, I might glow. But I didn't get a whole lot. But hey, I'm good. And I came walking in yesterday morning. They're like, well, you look great. And I'm like,
do.
You know, I slept through the first hour and a half.
Hey, that's the great thing to do. But no,
hey,
you do look wonderful, and
well,
we've missed you.
Well, thank you. Well, you all did a great job while I was gone. I watched. I kept an eye on it.
Yes, I guess you did.
Hey, I could lay in bed and watch TV, and I saw something that I had never seen, because I never get to watch the show. You know, I'm always usually on it. But this little segment came up and it said, maybe the opinions expressed on this show are not the ones of Cable 12. And I'm like, did they do that for me? Because you never know. That's like I say, you always want to tune in.
With those who are listening to us and who pass it on through the beauty and magic of Facebook, because I know it's there. All that's going on at Ferrum College, and there's a lot going on. But you know, to begin, I want to remind everybody that we're still accepting applications at Ferrum College. We actually have a Discovery Day going on tomorrow, on Saturday. You can register at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
It's designed for 10th and 11th graders who may not know yet what they want to do. So they're there to discover their passion for something. Of course, we welcome 12th graders as well who are still looking for college. I think that, you know, so much of what's going on at the college is regrettably not known in our communities.
That's exactly right.
And our job is to let you know that you don't have to go away. We are a city unto ourselves. The students have so much to do on campus, and they can stay right here at home at Franklin County. We are the College of Franklin County, and so we need your help to make sure that our kids stay home, to make sure that our kids don't leave, because at Ferrum College, they're going to get an education that is second to none by incredible faculty. Dr. Powell was a chemistry professor, and he wowed, our students. And he continues to do so by coloring outside of the line. He is envisioning and working with our faculty now to create programs that are just in time, that are innovative, that are forward-thinking, and that they're designed to ensure that not only are the students obtaining a superb education, liberal arts education, where they're taught how to write strong, well-constructed sentences, where they're taught to synthesize and analyze, but where they're also provided with industry-ready skills so that they have a competitive advantage when they enter the workforce. And of course, in addition to all of that, then we're exploring areas and partnerships with other institutions for what would normally not be traditionally credit-bearing programs. In other words, programs that traditionally you have gotten an internship, an apprenticeship, you've gone to work, but it has counted not towards a degree. So this gentleman over here is imploding the world of higher ed, and at Ferrum College we're doing something that few schools, if any in the nation, are doing. And so that's why Dr. Paul is here, so that he can wow our viewers and he can bring them home to Ferrum College. No pressure.
No pressure. Well, in my old life, the way that I would wow students is by blowing things up. So I'm sorry I didn't bring that kit with me this morning.
Thank you.
I think Jamie wouldn't enjoy cleaning up the mess, so better that we just talk about programs. So a few years ago, the faculty laid the foundation for this work, and they created a program called Interdisciplinary Studies. And what this program is designed to do is to let students who know what they want but can't figure out how to align it with a traditional college major to build their own major. It's you've heard of Build-A-Bear. We have Build-A-Major. And there are two major ways that people can do that, and we really get into the details of academic advising to do that. But it's something that truthfully not many students take advantage of, because they tend to find their fit at Ferrum and they follow many of our traditional paths. But what Dr. Martin was talking about with our new programs, you've seen in the news, I'm sure, the paramedic partnership that Franklin County has launched. Mm-hmm. Ferrum's been a part of that planning process, and we're really proud of that initiative and just all the partnerships that came to bear. As we prepared for that partnership, we developed an EMT certificate, a paramedic certificate, a fire science and technology certificate, and an advanced fire science and technology certificate, all of which are designed as stackable credentials that lead first to an associate's degree and then ultimately to a bachelor's degree.
So it's not just getting the instruction to be a paramedic, it's just not getting the instruction to get an EMT. Yes, you get all of that so you can go out and work, but in addition to that, you get Ferrum College credit. Mm-hmm. And so let's say that you get 30 credits, humor me, towards the EMT. That is halfway to an associate's degree. Okay, so at Ferrum College, we are allowed, since we started our journey into higher ed 110 years ago as a 2-year college, we are able to award certificates, associate degrees, baccalaureate degrees, master's degrees, and soon doctoral degrees.
Wow.
So we are able to expand the gamut. And as I said, something like an EMT would not have normally college credit. Well, because of this gentleman and the work of the faculty and everyone around, we now provide credit for that, so that when that individual decides that he or she wants to go on and obtain a college education, they're already halfway, let's say, or 2/4 of the way, or a quarter of the way towards a degree. And that's what Dr. Powell means by stackable. We take those credits and we stack them one on top of the other ones until we're able to get that magic number to award that degree.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And you know, when you were talking about keep our kids at home, Ferrum College is like a home away from home, but so they're close to home, but not far away.
That's right.
I know when my kids talked about going to Ferrum, like, well, we don't want to go to Ferrum because it's so close. You'll up there be looking over our shoulder. I went from orientation and I went for graduation.
That's right.
I did not go and look over my kid's shoulder. And I went to volleyball games. I take that back because my daughter played volleyball her junior year. So it's a far enough away that you are not right in your mom and dad's doorstep.
Well, and we also have so many things that are going on a daily basis throughout the day, throughout the afternoon, throughout the evening, that we really do keep these kids busy. I said it's a city unto ourselves, and you know, I kid with the students, and I say, you know, if mom and dad begins to come every day, we have 800 acres of trails. Go on a walk. Go on a walk.
Take a hike.
You know, take a hike. That's exactly right.
Well, this time of year, go fishing because
That's right.
the Adams Lake just got stocked with trout. So it's a good time to come to campus.
Okay.
Absolutely right. Yeah, last year, I think one of our staff members caught a trout. No kidding. It's about this size. And of course, you know, right now through April 1st, no fool's joke, it's catch and release because our students are measuring the adaptability of these trouts onto our water streams, and they're learning. And that's, again, part of the beauty and magic of Ferrum College, that they've been talking about adaptation, they've been talking about climate change, they've been talking about everything that's related to fish at this point in one of their classes. Well, now they're actually seeing their adaptability to the water streams. They're seeing whether the water's too cold or too hot, whether they are growing, whether they're dying. And then, you know, they do that research on hands for the next couple of weeks. And then after the research is over and done, then it's catch and eat.
Oh, yum. So might that appear, does Levi have to go out there and catch a few for
Yeah,
the fish fry?
no, he keeps telling me. Actually, we had a class of I think it was 8th or 9th graders about that this time last year. And I spoke with them and we talked about what we just talked about, releasing the trout and measuring it and making sure that it aligned with the waterways. And one little girl came up and said, my mom comes over for Fish Fry Friday. Do you all go out and kill those fish and put them up? It's like, no, child. we don't do that. We don't. You can catch
He brings them in from external.
That's right. But
Oh,
you know,
that's
these
cute.
are some of the things, but there's so much more that he can tell you about.
Well, so another part of this, under this umbrella, we've got partnerships with the Build Smart Institute in Roanoke and Virginia Technical Institute in Alta Vista, both of which are focused on building trades. And so again, stackable certificates, course by course. All of their courses are NCCER certificate bearing. One of the Build Smart courses, there are actually 4 industry certificates that students earn in that single course, in addition to Ferrum College credit. And that opens up the door for them to be able to get either a construction project management certificate, construction site management certificate, construction small business certificate, or a sustainable construction certificate. And all of those stack up together again to an associate's degree, which can be stacked to a bachelor's degree. And students, if you imagine a student that loves working with their hands, if they're thinking about college, many times I don't know what college has for me. But now this is a pathway where they can get those credentials. They're eligible to work right away, so they can go to work for a local construction company or a contractor. They can continue their education, and once they've earned their degrees, they're eligible for advancement. And ultimately, we hope to start their own businesses so that we can expand capability in the county.
You know, and this is huge because normally and historically, these students would have decided not to go to college, and they would have gone into an institute like the Bill Smart Institute or the Virginia Technical Institute. And when they left, they had these wonderful skills, but they didn't have any college credit. And regrettably, what often happens is that when they go into businesses, they start and the businesses say, come on over, you don't need a degree, and that will train you. So they do. The challenge is that 3-4 years down the road, they need a supervisor, right? And they want to be promoted. And what's the first thing that that business say? Well, you need to have a college degree. And by that time, they have been working, they maybe have a family. It's difficult to go back to school. So this is a way that we can align the needs of industries, the needs of our students who want to, as Dr. Powell say, go out into the world, begin at their trade, their education on the job, work with their hands, and then still have the access to obtain that college degree that otherwise would have been elusive. They would have had all of this education and they would have had to come back as freshmen, not at Ferrum College. So we are aligning those pathways to ensure that, one, we meet the needs of industry, and in doing so, we're meeting the needs of our students.
That's wonderful. That is just wonderful. And
we're the only ones doing it.
Nay, number one. What did we call you, diamond in the rough, or that jewel that's hidden up there in the mountains? But we want it to shine. And Ferrum College, since you've been on here and you're always out promoting Ferrum, it has shined. I mean, more people are more aware of what we have now, I think, than they ever have been. But it was something that came to mind. Oh, and these kids go out and they go out and work. I know we've had some interns at our school, so they've had hands-on experience doing what they are going to be graduating to go out and do. So they're not, I know when I started to work, I'm in accounting, and I'll never forget. When I started out in payroll, and back then there were no computers. So I had a McBee system, and it was long sheets, and I worked in a plant, did payroll for a pharmaceutical plant. And you had 3 long sheets you had to get balanced across down. Well, the adding machine tape just poured out of my adding machine. And so I kept tearing it off and throwing it away because I didn't want anybody to know I hadn't got it balanced. And they were like, oh no, whoever has the most adding machine tape at the end of the day. But it was so different going from my books to doing it on the job. And this is so great that these kids have the experience going out and doing whatever they're going to be majoring in. I think that's great.
Well, another exciting component of it, and this is something I give a lot of credit to Dr. Sears for being visionary. Before he took office in the county, he wrote a letter of support with us for a proposal that we have. So the Virginia Department of Education has the College Partnership Laboratory School Grant program. We're currently in the planning phases for that, and we've submitted the full proposal that's under consideration by the committee. The final proposal was for $14.4 million over 5 years. It's a massive project. But what it does is it takes all of these programs and it delivers them in the local school division. So the students that are, and it focuses on CTE. One thing we haven't talked about is the nursing program, and that's a strong component of it. But so these students, many of them have identified this is something that they're interested in high school. There's no reason why they shouldn't begin earning those certificates, which they already do through CTE, but then also having college credit layered on top of that. So even right now this semester, we have a pilot course in criminal justice that the students are receiving college credit while also earning their CTE certification at the high school. There's also one that's in, it's a Masonry 2-3 class that they're earning Ferrum College credit as they go through that course. And it's, one of the characteristics is it's hands-on learning. So the criminal justice class will be coming to campus to use our crime scene house. They'll be interacting with our criminal justice faculty and doing that. In the masonry class, we don't have faculty on campus who do masonry, but we do have a very, very dedicated physical plant staff. There's a project waiting for those students where they can come and show what they've learned in their class. Of course, we'll feed them in the cafeteria. It won't be Fish Fry Friday, but we'll enjoy having them there, and they'll be able to demonstrate what they've learned with Mr. Sigmund in that class.
But you know, this is huge, and I think this accentuates and outlines the importance of partnerships. When Dr. Sears had just been appointed, we reached out to him, and he saw the value of a strong partnership. That's the importance of having a vision and being forward-thinking and being concerned about what's good for the next generation. And what he looked to do is, how can I deliver what our students need right now, not waiting until 2-3 years down the road, but right now. And how can they begin a journey, a pathway towards that higher education degree? And so this proposal came about. Of course, it's down in Richmond in the office of the Department of Education, so keep your fingers crossed that they approve it, because this will be transformational. When we started, it was just for Franklin County. And then we actually were requested, because it was something that no one again is doing in the state, to expand it to our surrounding counties. So it'll go to Patrick, to Henry, to Floyd, to Roanoke, and of course to Franklin County. And as Dr. Powell said, we take these students who normally would like to do some things in the classroom, but they would not be college credit, and we create an on-ramp so that by the time that they finish, some of them may even have enough credits to have an associate's degree before they even graduate from high school. And the reason for it is our commencement is in May, high school is in June, so we would confer a degree even before they have a high school. Imagine what that does for our students. And then, as Dr. Powell said, that's on the trade side. The other side of this incredible proposal is the nursing side, and we're pushing nursing courses down again to high school. And the idea is by the time they graduate, they have the first 2 years of a nursing degree, and then they can enroll at Ferrum College from a pre-licensure. They can go all the way to a master's degree in 2 years. So they've done 2 on site at the high school, and then they can come to do the last 2, but that includes a master's degree. So you can graduate maybe by the time you're 19, 20 perhaps, with a master's degree and go to work.
That's wonderful. That is a wonderful advantage that these kids would have right out here in Franklin County.
It is, and it's nowhere else. So don't go anywhere else. It's right here at home. We are first to market. This is something that Dr. Powell and in concert with Lori Adams, who is also our grants writer, and so many other, Dr. Hack, and so many others that contributed. I mean, they wrote and 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 sought partnerships. I mean, we had, what, like 35 letters of support, or
more than that.
was it 35 or 60?
The final proposal includes 11 school divisions. It's a massive undertaking, but very exciting.
Yeah.
I can see you all are very excited. You're all lit up this morning.
Yeah, we are. But you know, this is something that impacts, and we were talking about it before we went on air. This is something that is so needed today in our school districts, that's so needed today in our colleges and universities. And we are very proud that Ferrum College is leading the way to ensure that education is transformed into a practical, skills-driven, liberal arts persona that really reaches across the board, and that provides our students with lifelong skills that they're going to use just in time. And again, you don't have to go anywhere, because we're the only ones in the country that's doing this right now, right here at home at Ferrum College.
That is marvelous. That is just wonderful. Well, you know, when you and I've talked about your crime scene up there, I said, I think I need to retire and come back to school. I have an associate degree, but my sister's always been after me to get my other 2 years, and I'm like, at my age and getting my bachelor's, you never know.
I had, in a former life, I had a gentleman who was 91 years old and came back to school to get his BS degree, and I said to him, and I still remember him, this was many years ago, I suspect that he's probably passed on, but I said to him, Mr. Smith, you're 91, no disrespect, what drove you to come back? And he said, when I was young, I wanted to go to school, then I had to go to war. When I came back from the war, I got married, and then we had children, and I had to go to work, and then the children grew up, and I had to put them through school. And then I thought, well, it's about time, but then they had children and I had to help them. And now my children and grandchildren are grown up and they all have degrees. And now it's my turn.
Well,
and he walked across the stage. He was 91 years old.
There's hope for me.
There's more than hope. So
Or
you,
just let me take a look at your transcript. We'll make a pathway.
Yes.
It'll be as fast. We've been working with a student. He took his first classes at Ferrum College in the 1990s. He'll be graduating this May, having completed his degree. We're very proud of our support. In the industry they call students stopouts, where they're just a few credits shy of their degree and maybe they never finish them. This is something that we work really hard to support at Ferrum.
Let me see if I can find it, or else
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I requested. I always refer to Dabney Lancaster. That's where I graduated from. That's where my class ring says I graduated from. They've changed the name to something else, but to me it'll all be Dabney Lancaster. It will always be that, because that's where I graduated from. Well, I'll just have to find that transcript and see what we can do.
absolutely.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, to have you back in class.
Oh, yeah, that would be exciting.
That'll be great. That'll be great. So one of the things, and we have to bring Dr. Powell back here to talk a little bit more about all of the other things, but I know that we're running short on time, so I want to make sure that people know what's going on this weekend.
Okay.
Of course, we have Fish Fry Friday tonight, and everyone's invited 4:30 to 8 o'clock tonight. We have Discovery Day, as I started to say earlier, tomorrow starting at 8:30 in the morning. We start at the chapel, and then we have a whole day until noon, and we'll feed you wonderful things at the CAF, including that homemade cream ice cream that all the students love. But it's a day to just come and visit Ferrum College. It's a day to discover your passion for a major, or perhaps to talk to Dr. Powell about, this is what I want to do. What can you build for me? And we'll build it. You come, we'll build it. We also have a disc golf tournament tomorrow, so come and join us. Today, if you happen to be in Wisconsin, Ferrum College alumni, Panther crowd, Panther family, our wrestling team is competing at the NCAA National Finals. So come out and cheer them on to winning. Tomorrow, Saturday, we have softball at Pfeiffer. It begins at 11, so if you're down that neck of the woods, come on and cheer those girls. We have baseball at home against Hampton-Sydney, and the first one starts at 2, the second one starts at 5. And it's supposed to be pretty, unlike the last 2 weekends where it was 30 degrees and 40 miles an hour wind. Tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful, so come out and enjoy spring. And then equestrian is at Holland, so if you're down that part of the state, they start at 8 o'clock in the morning. Come and cheer them on.
Well, you just have so much, even the extracurricular things that are going on. And I know you have a new little girl up there that's in charge of your cheerleaders.
Oh, yes, we do. And that cheer squad is doing great, and I'm glad and very thankful that we have a new leader. And again, for those of you who are listening and you're looking to come to Ferrum College, come and join our cheerleading squad, or come and join our band. You know, we have, as you know, the only bluegrass brass band in the country. So if you play a guitar, come on over. If you play the violin, come on over. If you play the banjo, come on over. Of course, if you play the trumpet, come on over. If you play the drums, come on over. It's an amalgamation of sounds that is second to none. And of course, in addition to that, we have singers who perform. And so we're very, very proud of that. And you know, you don't have to be a music major. You don't have to be a fine arts major. You've been playing an instrument, come and join the band. It is an experience that is second to none. It's led by Emily Blankenship-Tucker and Rachel Blankenship-Tucker, and they do just a phenomenal job of bringing all sorts of music and of instruments that by themselves are beautiful, but together, the old adage, they form a symphony. Well, they form an incredible band that is second to none. So no experience necessary, just play your instrument and come on and join the band as well.
Not only exciting things going on in the classroom, but your extracurricular too.
Absolutely.
And I know Lexi is so excited. Lexi Hunt, I work with her, and she is just full of energy.
She's
and
great.
isn't she though?
She is great. So we're looking at great things out of that, out of the cheerleading squad. You know, we also have just hired a new golf coach.
Okay.
And so if you like to play golf, come and join Ferrum College, because we now have both men's and women's golf. Of course, we have 20 sports, from which to choose,
Isn't
and they're
that is
incredible. But
amazing.
golf is something that we're kind of bringing up to the forefront again, as well as cheerleading. So we're developing those sports. So we invite all of you who like to hit the ball to come on over.
Well, I took that in college too, and they're going to have a golf tournament in a month or so down. That's going to benefit Smith Mountain Lake Lions Club and the Stepping Stone Mission. So I'll be telling you about that in a little bit. Oh, but it was something that went across the top of my head that I wanted to say. I'm famous for doing this and forgetting some little thing I wanted to add. We was talking about I always look forward to halftime at football games. Mm-hmm. The music, the entertainment, the cheerleaders, the tumbling, and the music. It's incredible, and we have such a great time.
Yeah.
Partying and having fun and cheering.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I like to sit outside because I like to cheer.
You know, and the kids do so much. I mean, if you think about it, it's a great sacrifice for a student athlete to have to practice and go to games and get on the bus and still maintain their schoolwork. So we appreciate the support of the community because it's important to them. Our men's basketball team made it to the regionals, and we had buses of people who came and cheered them on. It made all the difference in the world. You know, the lacrosse team is doing phenomenally well, and I could go on and on and on and on and on. Our soccer team, and you know, it's just, we appreciate having the community come in. And of course, even with students who do not do sports, we also keep them busy. We have poster tournaments that, especially in your area in science, you used to do. And these kids do incredible projects. And then people come and they judge them. But the learning process, the hands-on process is incredible. And of course, at an anatomy and physiology lab, they actually...
We have cadavers on campus where it's a medical school quality experience that students in their sophomore year are having at Ferrum.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah.
We're finding out so many things. This is so wonderful.
Oh, we have secrets for you.
And we're going to continue
Yeah, but
telling.
we're going to share them.
Yes, and we're going to continue telling so that everybody can come home to Ferrum College.
That's right. Well, this has been wonderful seeing you again and having you, Dr. Powell. And I've been seeing other people that you've been bringing on and such interesting things. And it's so good to share these things. So people, we do have a good following on Rise and Shine. And I do hear good comments about things that they learn from people coming and sharing.
Well, you know, and one of the biggest, going back to enrollment and to going to college, one of the biggest concerns right now, which I understand, is the fact that the federal government has delayed the FAFSA. And so at Ferrum College, what we've done is we've implemented a financial calculator. All you need to do is go onto our website and put in your information. And Ferrum College will agree that all things being equal, meaning you put in the right salary and number of dependents and everything else, that we will honor what financial aid it says that you will get. An awful lot of people are waiting to put down their deposits, are waiting to apply because the FAFSA is down and they don't know whether they can afford to go to school. I understand. I was one of those people. I needed to have financial assistance. And so what we've done at Ferrum College, because again, our staff are incredible, our faculty the same, we've created a model, an online calculator, if you would. And all you need to do is very simple, just go online, click the calculator estimate, you put in your stuff, and then it tells you how much aid Ferrum College is going to give you, how much merit it's going to give you, how much the federal government would give you based on your salary, based on your need. You're going to get, of course, your, not just, these are going to be all the scholarships, all of the assistance that you're going to get, and we're going to stand by it. So you're concerned about it, again, come to Ferrum College, because we are here to ensure that students who want to obtain a second-to-none superb education in a familial environment that is accessible and affordable have the opportunity to do so. So we have even bypassed the federal government. So you don't have to wait. You can come on in, you can apply, You can do your estimator, and we'll stand by it.
Now, the website they would go to find this is
www.ferrum.edu. It's right when you come up on the main screen. It says apply now. You click on it, and it takes you right to it.
Well, it's always good to know where to look for that.
And tomorrow, again, if you're doing nothing tomorrow, come on over to Ferrum College. We can have a day of exploration. We'll feed you, and then you can go on and stay for the baseball game and make a day out of it.
And just have that experience.
And we'll give you your financial aid package. We'll give you your classes on the same day. We'll even tell you where you're going to live. We're a one-stop shop.
Okay, that's exciting. And that's all happening tomorrow. Starts at 8:30 in the morning up at Vaughn Chapel. That beautiful, beautiful chapel.
And we welcome anybody at any time. Our financial counselors and our admissions counselors are there every day, normally between 8 and 5, 8 and 6. But by appointment as well, you want to come in on a Sunday afternoon because that's when you're off from work. We'll welcome you to Ferrum College, and we'll do the entire process so that you can apply, you can be accepted. It's our admissions on the spot. We can provide you your financial aid package. We can go ahead and even provide you your schedule.
That is wonderful. I mean, that's, like you say, second to none. Where else can you go and do that?
Nowhere except Ferrum College.
That is wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for coming and sharing this morning. I do have a few announcements of things that's going on this weekend. So we're going to take a short break, hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Well, that was certainly exciting hearing about what they're doing up at Ferrum College. And listen, you're right here. It's right here at you. And what a wonderful programs that they are building up there. That you can get you can get experience. You can build your major. You can end up with a doctor's degree. I mean, back years ago it was just a 2-year college, and this is so wonderful what is happening up there. And happening up there tonight is their fish fry, and that is your fish, your sides. You may get one of 4 different fish. Now, not the trout out of the pond, not yet. You can catch those and throw them back. But you can eat the choices of fish, and you don't know which one you're going to get until you get there. It could be catfish, could be flounder, could be cod, could be tilapia. And then you usually have a different meat, maybe ham, pork, pizza, spaghetti, something, your sides, your salad, and dessert and drink for $12. What a deal. You cannot go out and eat a meal anywhere, and the food is very delicious. I'm very partial to their macaroni and cheese. It is so cheesy. And their ice cream, it's from the Home Place Creamery. Tonight there's going to be this raffle. The Tink's Boutique is doing a charity fashion show that's going to benefit the Stepping Stone Mission. And this is a picture of the quilt that is going to be raffled off. Now, it's too late to get a ticket for the banquet, but you can still stop by Stepping Stone, and even I have some at school, chances on this beautiful king-size quilt that was donated by Tilly Thompson. And the workmanship on it is absolutely beautiful. I'm very critical. I sew myself, and when I'm looking at something, I'm always looking at the stitching, and it's beautiful. Just, she has done an excellent job. And I'm planning on going, but a lot of my friends are going with me, and we're going to have a great time. And if you haven't gotten your ticket, well, you're going to miss. Also, going on tomorrow, Saturday, March 16th, the Bowl with the Band. This is going to benefit the Franklin County High School Band. It is $12 per person. It's going to be at the bowling center. They are on North Main Street. It's like I say, $12 per person. It includes your shoes, 2 games, and a raffle ticket. And they're going to raffle off prizes. They're going to have snack bar deals and a 50-50 raffle. That means if you buy a raffle ticket, however much money they take in, you get half and they get half. But you know, I've done that before, and I have just donated my money back to whatever cause it was. And that starts tomorrow at noon to 3 p.m. at the bowling center there on North Main Street. So go out and support the Franklin County High School Band. It's about 70 members strong. We had some saxophone players on a couple months ago, and they were just fantastic. We are also coming up with a golf tournament at the Cooper Cove Golf Club down at Chestnut Creek Drive. That's going to be on May the 4th, and that will benefit the Smith Mountain Lake Lions Club and also the Stepping Stone Mission. You hear me mention that Stepping Stone Mission, they serve a hot meal every day, 365 days a year, down there right on North Main Street between Ideal Lumber, I think, and Goodwill. So it's got a big purple sign at the top. If you don't have any food in the house, you don't want to have lunch by yourself, go around. If you hit around there around noontime, you will be able to get a hot meal. And they do have some wonderful cooks there. I've had some food there from there myself. Pretty good. Also coming up, put this on your calendar in a couple of weeks. March the 23rd will be the Rocky Mount Police Department's Cops and Bobbers Youth Fishing Event. This is for ages 15 and under. The time starts at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's going to be prizes for the biggest fish caught and total weight for each age group. B99 will be there, and this is going to take place. I always got to know where it's going to take place at Gillies Park on Trail Drive. That is at the end of Trail Drive, back behind Benjamin Franklin School East, if you don't know where that is. And I'm hearing there's going to be a big goldfish in there, and if you catch that goldfish, you're going to get a special prize. And the kids love doing this because they win all kinds of nice things. Also on that day down in Booker T. Washington, they're going to have the Legacy Dinner from 5 to 8 p.m. And that will be held at the W.E. Skelton 4-H Center in Hermitage Road in Wirtz. The feature speaker, and I think this is so exciting, is Dr. Sarah Washington O'Neill Rush. She is the great-granddaughter of Booker T. Washington. I think that would be wonderful to go and hear her speak about her great-grandfather. Other events include a silent auction, music, door prizes. Donations will support the operations and scholarship of Booker T. Washington. Tickets are $30 for members and $35 for non-members. Then there's going to be a family fun day. Now this is next month, but we want you to plan to go to this. This is a fundraising, a benefit for Tyler Haniff, a Franklin County High School freshman diagnosed with FOP, one of the rarest, most disabling genetic conditions known to medicine. And I do think it's when muscles turn to bone. And this young man is just a fabulous young man. He was at our school last year, and now he came by and brought this flyer to me, and it was so wonderful to see him up and about. Now, if you ever wanted to give a teacher a pie in the face, you will have the opportunity for a price to raise money for this. You can, teachers, friends, and family sign up to willingly get pied. Pies are provided in exchange for a donation of any amount. All proceeds will benefit Tyler Haniff and are matched up by $1,000 by the Leeds Electric Company. Join us in the pieing Franklin County Public Schools staff and the Pure Pro wrestlers for a great cause. This is Saturday, April the 6th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Hot Shots at 67 Village View Lane, right there on the right as you go down 122 in Manita. They're going to have axe throwing, they're going to have mini golf, and Hot Shots buffet. So they're going to have raffles, a bake sale, and just all kinds of things to benefit Tyler. And he is a fabulous young man. I did want to share with you, this past week they had the day of sharing down at Smith Mountain Lake, and they did meet. They went over their goal of $200,000, and this year's event held this past Wednesday brought together 37 local nonprofits from Bedford and Franklin County for a day of online giving and community spirit. A grand total of $218,451 was raised for these nonprofits in the area. That is absolutely wonderful. She says, we are overwhelmed by the generosity of Smith Mountain Lake community and beyond, says Lisa, Executive Director for the Smith Mountain Lake Good Neighbors, the organization leading the Giving Initiative. And thanks to the incredible support of the donors and sponsors that the Smith Mountain Lake Gives 2024 will significantly impact the vital services offered by our local nonprofits. That is absolutely wonderful, and we want to thank everyone that took part in doing that. Well, I believe tomorrow is, no, day after tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. I will be going to see my granddaughter play volleyball in the St. Patrick's Day thing that they always have each year. So I'm excited about that. I got to see one granddaughter a couple of weeks ago play volleyball, and I get to see the younger one tomorrow. So we wish Sydney and her team the best of luck in playing in the Shamrock volleyball tournament. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We will see you again on Monday, and we will have Dr. David and Dr. Sears with us from the Franklin County School Board and our superintendent. Dr. Sears did a presentation for our Lions Club, and when you hear him speak and he explains all these things that's going on with the budget, it clarifies things. A lot of people have the wrong idea, and when you hear it from the, so to speak, the horse's mouth or the superintendent's mouth, it does clear up some things. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we'll see you again on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend.